Hello. Well, when I was a kid, we didn't have a telephone. So my parents, particularly my father, used the neighbour's phone because he was too tight to have a phone in. And then he complained, saying that I would run up a bill. Years later, when we were married and he was using our phone, it was him that ran up the bill. Still, anyway, it was too tight to have one, basically, so he used the neighbours. Anyhow, you remember the telephone directory? They used to be about that thick, didn't they? And if you lived in London, they were about that thick in different volumes. Well, if you had a phone, you had a telephone directory come through. I think it was about every year or 18 months, something like that. As the years have gone on, technology's changed. We had the yellow pages. I don't even know if they exist now. And then the other day, I had this come through. The phone book. We're delivering it to you from 1880 to 2024. Really? Well, anyway, it's supposed to be. It says final edition. Hold on to it forever. And there's a picture of a ribbon there. So you must cherish it. It's that thin. It's got adverts in. I suppose now with Google you can get numbers, for anything, etc., or businesses and so on and so forth. But what came back to me was when people, supposedly very strong people, could tear a telephone directory in half, and even some ladies. In fact, my wife told me that she could do it, and I didn't believe it until I saw it. And then later I found out what the trick was. These were, of course, out-of-date telephone directories, so it wasn't a case of absolute vandalism on her part or anybody else's. What you did in those days was you put it on your knee and you broke the spine of it, and then it was easier to turn it in half. It's a little bit like that woman who used to be on the Sunday night at the London Palladium. She'd get newspapers and she'd tear them and she'd make them into dogs and poodles, and by pulling them and so on and so forth. And she was a little old lady, really. I think she was still going into the 80s. Anyway, that is our final telephone directory. So how could we possibly manage? How can we possibly manage after that's gone? They obviously don't want to print anymore and don't think that it's feasible to do that anymore. And I'm apt to agree with them anyway. But having said that, it's the end of an era, a little bit like the phones, that used to have to wind up to and put a piece to your ear, like Fraser in Dad's Army, and then speak into that. It's a little bit like that. But there we have it. So the end of the era for the British telephone directory. Whatever will happen next? You can check things on your phone as well, can't you? So there you go. But it does seem a bit of a shame anyway. And people used to come round in a van or a car, and they had a contract to drop off these telephone directories to you, or yellow pages. But still, I wonder if you still keep yours. We've made sure that we're not in any telephone directory for many a long year. But still I get these calls from overseas. Maybe they've got old telephone directories with our number in. I don't know. Okay, thanks for watching this. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it's made you chuckle. And if it has, tick a like. And if you're not subscribed, well, why not subscribe? It's a little bit different to the normal CD video that I do, or DVD. Bye for now.